Okay, welcome here for round one. Looking at our opening hand, our opponent is on the play and has kept 7. And this hand looks fine. We've got 3 lands, which is about the minimum I actually want to see in an opening hand here. The Linvala looks awkward because you don't have a white source, but we'll have time to find a couple. And if our opponent is playing any deck where Virulent Plague is good, this hand is going to be great. It could be a little slow. Definitely don't want our opponent to be humans, but with a deck like this, you're sort of signed up to keeping slow hands when you have them. So I will keep. We'll just hope for no turn 1 Kithian or whatever the various Savannah lines this deck has are. No Dragon Hunter, please. Fortified Village. So hopefully our opponent is green-white tokens, and our Virulent Plague is going to be great. Well, they'll probably have a Dromoka's Command, so hopefully we'll try to wait on that till we can get some immediate value. Kill some tokens immediately. But I'll just play my ETB tap land and pass the turn. Got an Othanissa, yeah. We got a forest. Okay. And another ETB tap land, so I'll gladly play that and just pass the turn back. Now, here's where it gets interesting. What do we got on turn 3? Probably Nissa, if they didn't have a 2-drop. Yep, we can immediately Ruinous Path that. Plant's not going to do much. We'll just sweep it up with this Virulent Plague at some point. I will play a Llanowar Waste and Ruinous Path. Hopefully we can just keep the battlefield pretty clear, draw a 5th land, and land this Ob Nixilis, start taking over the game with that. What do we got? Okay, Hangerback Walker. That can be a bit of an issue. I guess the Virulent Plague actually takes care of that nicely, so not that big of a deal. And a Languish. Okay. Now I have some options. I could just play the Virulent Plague, but I think I'd rather just hold up. Because I don't want to play the Virulent Plague and then have my opponent just play Dromoka's Command, I sack an enchantment, put a counter on this Hangerback, and the Walker is actually going to be a bit of an issue. I want to kill the Walker first, and the question is what I want to kill it with. And oddly enough, I think I might just want to Languish here, because it's just the most expensive card of our removal spells. The Grasp of Darkness can handle an Avacyn later, which is really the only thing I'd be worried about Languish dealing with, especially because the Virulent Plague can sweep up tokens. But we definitely want to save the Ruinous Path for a Gideon or another Nissa, any other Planeswalker. But I actually think Languish is the worst card that we have, as bad of a Languish as this is. And got our F6 value in. Opponent hits their 4th land, so I'm presuming a Gideon here. Morph. That's a thing. Okay, hopefully draw land. Yeah. Oh no! No! Oh, the Canopy Vista is going to enter tapped. Now, well, there isn't a lot that my opponent can get back here that is particularly good. So, if I just play Virulent Plague, we'll say, my opponent can flip and get back one of these cards that really doesn't do anything. And they can say just Dromoka's Command at that point, make me sack the Plague, put a counter, and then get back Hangerback Walker. But by then, I can just Ob Nixilis -2 on the Morph, and then start plussing Ob Nixilis, and the Linvala should help out against Hangerback Walker. So I'm actually not too worried about Den Protector. think I'm just going to play Virulent Plague, and my opponent will probably be mildly tilted that we've drawn our main deck hate card, I guess. But Virulent Plague is not sort of a stone-cold all-star in this matchup. They have so many other value cards in the green-white tokens deck that Plague is just another tool. It really isn't a haymaker. It is a nice tool to have. It's their 5th land. Now Avacyn, we have to worry about Avacyn. And if that Canopy Vista entered on tapped, we'd be in excellent shape. Looks like they're just... Okay, yeah, they have the Dromoka's Command. Second enchantment. Okay, this is fine. I'll just play my Obnixilis. And kill the Morph. Probably get back one of these cards. Hoping actually Nissa. Nissa's the least threatening. Almost assuredly won't get back Dromoka's Command. But I'm not too concerned with either of these. I guess he could try to get back Hangerback if he has an Avacyn and flip Avacyn to kill Obnixilis, but that'll get blown up by Grasp of Darkness. What is this targeting? Yeah, okay, gets back the Hangerback Walker. Just wants to try to grind with us, but that's going to be pretty difficult when we have an active Obnixilis and going to have this Sylvan Advocate in play. Even if they have 6 land, play a Hangerback on 3, I'm not too concerned. Okay, Hangerback on 2. Just not a big deal at all. They have 4 cards in hand, and that was the best they could do. Let's... +1. And, okay, that's fine. I'm going to... I guess I'll just play this first. I'm actually going to crack this Evolving Wilds on my main phase, because I don't want to play Advocate, think I have 6 lands, and then crack it at some point during their turn, and make it a 2-3 for any window. Could potentially die to like a Dromoka's Command then. So I'm going to get the second plane so I can cast my Linvala, and now I just have this 4/5 blocker and a bunch of removal spells. And the best thing my opponent's going to do is like play chump attack the Hangerback Walker into the Sylvan Advocate. And try to make some Thopters and maybe get something going with those Thopters, maybe Anthem them, but a single Languish will take care of that plan. Looks like they're going to Avacyn, I would say. So we'll just hold up Grass for sure this turn. Continue drawing some cards. Draw a card, lose a life. 14. Great. Languish insulates us from this Hangerback Walker making a bunch of Thopters. So I could attack the Advocate, attack with Advocate right now, but which could probably bait out the Avacyn, and then I just kill it. And he gets a free block. And if he doesn't have Avacyn and blocks, makes 3 tokens, I can't languish them away without losing my Advocate. So I think I'll just pass for now. There's no real reason to do anything. We can just keep drawing a bunch of cards and eventually get to a point where we're so far ahead on resources that the plays are pretty easy. So that's fine. Trigger on the stack. Grasp of Darkness. Possible I should have just taken a point to leave up a Quagmire, but I don't think that's really going to do anything. Oath, probably looking for like a Gideon or something here, but we're not really scared of anything. I'd actually like my opponent to put some more creatures in play so I can get the Angel out of this Linvala. Does find a Gideon. Yeah, and now probably going to make a Knight. We're going to attack the Gideon with Sylvan Advocate. He'll block with Hangerback Walker, and then have 3 creatures so we can get the full value from our Linvala. Yeah, nothing to do here. Ooh, Dark Petition. Not even sure what I'm gonna want. What I would want to get with that. We could get Seasons Past. It is turned on, so that'll cost 2. So we're 1 short of being able to cast Petition into Seasons Past, and then get back this Virulent Plague and clean up some stuff. But I think that's sort of a long-term plan rather than a short-term one. Alternatively, we can -3 the Obnixilis on the Hangerback Walker now, and then play the Linvala and then attack with Advocate. I don't think that really does anything, so let's attack first. Attack Gideon. I assume he's going to block with Hangerback Walker. Try to get some Thopters to pressure this Obnixilis. No, just going to block with Knight. That's kind of awkward. Sure. Well, if that's what he's going to do, then I'm just going to draw a card. Oh, and Ruinous Path, the Gideon. Colorless, black, black. And now I can play another Advocate. And pass the turn. Now these Hissing Quagmires are gigantic. Opponent on 5 cards. Probably has another Avacyn. So, if my opponent does have an Avacyn, I kind of want to bait it out now. I can attack with both Advocates. They could try to play an Avacyn, and I'd sacrifice an Advocate on the block. Just double blocks 1, takes 4, and then I can could potentially just Ruinous Path, Hangerback Walker, and then cast Languish and clean up everything, which would be nice. So I want to draw a card first so my opponent is incentivized to play the Avacyn. And now we'll attack. Yeah, has the Avacyn. I guess I can't Ruinous Path first, so let's not try to do that. Just gonna block like that. That is actually really awkward for us. Because now our Languish kills both Advocates. So our opponent played pretty well here. I'm inclined to actually just play Linvala at this point. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play Linvala. Get our 5 life. And I think I'll just play another Advocate. And maybe our Linvala will get a Declaration. Like Avacyn can attack Obnixilis, I guess. But main deck Tragic Arrogance. Well, that's really good. Did not expect that one. It is occasionally in the main deck of these decks, and I'm just gonna get casually 3-for-1. Gotta choose an artifact, buddy. Can't pop your Hangerback for free. Oof. That's actually kind of nice. So if my opponent attacks with Hangerback Walker, my Obnixilis is going to die. So I'm glad that he did not do that. And now I'm still in just fine shape here, actually, despite getting 3-for-1 off of that Arrogance. I can grasp the Hangerback Walker into Languish, or I can Ruinous Path it. And grass is better against another Avacyn, a third Avacyn. Ruinous Path obviously better against another Planeswalker. The fact that Ruinous Path can just make a big creature because of this Advocate makes me want to just play that one. So, or hold that one, I'm sorry. So I'll grasp this thing. I guess I should have just plussed Obnixilis first. If I draw an extra copy of either one, then it makes my decision a lot easier. He just makes his third Thopter, but that's irrelevant. And let's cast this Languish. I guess I have to pass priority here. That's a thing. Jesus. Come on. Moto and their irrelevant triggers. Okay, I just found another land. And now our thing's an 0-1, so that's sort of irrelevant. But have really have to put all these triggers in the stack too? Okay. Opponent does have a decent number of cards left because they were stuck on lands a bit early, but we still have the fact that we have Obnixilis, Advocate, 2 creature lands. We're going to Dark Petition for Seasons Past and get back something absurd. And yeah, that's pretty good. That's a hanger back. Could get back Gideon. Could start looping Den Protectors. Okay, ultimate price not bad. I'm on 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 lands. So that lets me petition plus Seasons Past and have 1 mana left. Get back Evolving Wilds, but can't really play anything after that. And the thing is, I'm not really concerned about my opponent attacking this Obnixilis. So why don't we just continue drawing cards? Read the Bones, not really that relevant. I think I just want to get this Seasons Past off, and we'll have this gigantic hand. Certainly going to get back more than 4 cards. We've got an Evolving Wilds, get back a Plague, get back a Grasp. That's 3. Get back a Languish is 4. And get back a Linvala and the Dark Petition. So we'll get back 6 cards. We'll play our land. We'll have to discard hand size. Probably discard this Read the Bones. But at that point, we'll just have this Embarrassment of Riches. So, gonna have to start planning a little bit faster because my clock is kind of low. So we'll get back this Seasons Past. Have 3 black in pool. Cast it. Sure. Pay 3. I would like Dark Petition, Languish. I might want another Advocate over a Grasp, but probably not. I'll just get back the removal spell, I think. And the Plague. Done. Just casual, draw 6. We'll crack this now just to get it over with. Just get a Swamp. And sure, why not? I'll attack for 4. Probably should have done that first, but again, trying to play a little bit faster here to close out this game and be done there. Yep. What are we getting back with Den Protector? Gideon. That's fine. And I'll discard this Read once. I'll have 6 again. Sure. This is going to try to make this Den Protector big. Okay, Stasis near my Advocate. That's fine. Okay. So I can why don't I Languish? have 2, 4, 6, 7, 11 mana. So I think I will just Languish plus Linvala this turn, and then have a bunch of removal spells set up for the remaining turns. I'll have 2 2/2s, but that'll be irrelevant. And Linvala. Westvale Abbey, you say. I will play this Virulent Plague. Awkwardly shrinking our own Angel, but that's fine. And our opponent concedes. That's nice. Okay, what do we have in the sideboard here? Generally, these more controlling decks try to bring in some more creatures in this matchup to pressure them, because the green-white deck has all these control tools post-board, with Evolutionary Leap in particular. You bring out the Languishes because they're pretty bad in this matchup. I expect my opponent to bring out some number of Avacens, which is the main card it kills. Kalitas is great. And I probably want some number of Duresses. Not sure if I want Transgress. Duress basically takes the same set of cards, except it can also take maybe a Declaration or a Dromoka's Command to protect Virulent Plague. I don't want too many discard spells. I don't think I want the Dromoka. Unlike Linvala, it doesn't get you immediate value, and my opponent has like, Stasis Snare, they'll have Declaration, they just 1-for-1 it. I'll probably just cut a Grasp of Darkness. Doesn't kill big Sylvan Advocates. Maybe I'll cut 2 Grasps and just bring in a Price. Price doesn't hit face down Den Protectors, and it doesn't hit Hangerback Walkers if I want to do that. So 3/2 split's probably fine then. I'll just run it like this. Expect our opponent to be much slower in these games, which actually just plays into our hands. The Seasons Past loop in the end game essentially trumps anything else. And we have a solid opener, only 1 black source, but Read the Bones can help us dig out of that. And we have a removal spell, a little bit slow actually with Dark Petition and the Seasons Past, but again, I'll keep. I'm going to be very conscious of my clock, so if I talk a little bit less, I'm sorry. I will, I guess there's no, yeah, I'll just swamp. Hopefully you play Advocate. Landhole Pacifist. Surprised that's in after board. I guess I will grasp that. Using Grasp is going to be worse against a face-down Den Protector, but I imagine it'll hold those until later. And Price is just better going long against Sylvan Advocates that can become 4 or 5s. Oaths into a Forest. We'll probably play it. Maybe a Hangerback here. Evolutionary Leap. Okay. We're going to want to find an answer to that, but no worries. I'll just play Read the Bones. And I don't really want either of those. The land is like kind of tempting. I already have the petition, so definitely don't want that. We'll find more lands. Awkward. Lands their Evolutionary Leap. And then we draw some discard spells. Probably will land Gideon here. Nissa, okay. Similarly bad for us, actually. And Advocate, not bad, because it can pressure the Nissa. I'm definitely going to transgress here. How do I undo? Yeah, I just want to leave black in case I end up wanting to duress after the transgress. And we can Canopy Vista to play the Advocate. So, has Avacyn and Angelic Purge. I have Price, so I'm actually not afraid of Avacyn at all, but I'd rather him not purge my Advocate. So I'll take the Purge, and I will play Sylvan Advocate. Guess I could have just taken both his cards with the Duress, but I'd really just want to get the Advocate down. Oof. Finds a Den Protector off of that Evolutionary Leap. Yeah. And we're actually getting sort of punished for using the Grasp instead of the Price. Maybe that was wrong. Because now we can't kill that face-down Den Protector. Okay, maybe we can now. I will, I guess, play this Plains and cast Read the Bones. Virulent Plague is actually quite good. We'll stop Nissa from making these plants. So I'm gonna keep that one. Yeah, I shouldn't have played that land. That's a little sloppy. Attack Nissa. Just gonna chump with the plant and sack it, I assume. Yep. Finds a Sylvan Advocate. Okay. So now we can actually Dark Petition for Ruinous Path to deal with this Nissa at some point, if we need to do that. But for now, I think I just want to play Virulent Plague and end up ultimate pricing the Avacyn that's going to come down. So if I do that, I'm gonna Plague first. He will get a free block with the Morph. Okay, so yeah, plays Avacyn, put the trigger on the stack and price. Yeah, this is still rough though, because we're gonna have to prevent this Nissa from ultimating. Yeah, if he found a 6 lands, he's gonna be able to play a Sylvan Advocate here to match ours. So at this point, I have 7 lands in play. I'm going to be able to Dark Petition, cast Ruinous Path, and still have 2 mana. So don't really know what else I can do. I don't think there's anything. So yeah, I'll just cast my Dark Petition. Hopefully we can start looping it with Seasons Past. We're going to need to find an answer to this Evolutionary Leap. Potentially should have Duressed first. Probably should have. Not sure what my opponent's thinking about here. Okay. Well, we'll find Ruinous Path. And we'll cast it. Target this Nissa. And I don't think I really want to cast this Duress, actually. Wonder what he will... Probably gonna, flip this right now. Would be surprised if I got back the Nissa when I have Plague in play. Probably just gonna get back Avacyn, assuming he can go to the air, and we'll be able to Seasons Past a bunch of removal spells and card draw, and deal with the Avacyn at least. Hopefully just deal with Avacyn and Advocate. May just take some time. Declaration? Yep. Okay, well. Nissa, probably, okay. Oof. Just gonna minus, yep. Well. Had another Nissa in hand, so could have gotten that with the duress. Now we are under a lot of pressure. I'll sack this clue. And okay, so we have to Seasons Past, and we have to kill the Advocate. Conveniently, our opponent has 1 mana out for Evolutionary Leap. So we're certainly getting back ultimate price. Also, yeah, we're in rough shape against this Avacyn. But what are you gonna do? Probably could have played this game a little bit better. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I will get back Dark Petition, Ultimate Price, and Ruinous Path. And I will price the Advocate now so I don't lose to the Avacyn. Finds a Den Protector. Yeah, we're in rough shape. Facing down 2 lethal creatures this turn, and the Ruinous Path is pretty bad. Actually, hopefully we might be able. No, we don't have any languishes left in our deck. Yeah, I was gonna say we could Ruinous Path main phase on the Den Protector, hope he bites and plays the Avacyn, and then Dark Petition for a Languish. Oh, we're just dead. Found a Nissa off that Oath. Okay, well, only 6.5 minutes on the clock, so we're gonna have to play this last game pretty quick. Not gonna make any changes, just gonna hopefully play a little better. Maybe I have too many discard spells in my deck. It's tough with a reactive deck because you really want all your pieces to be the best possible, and you definitely get punished for making those sorts of mistakes. So you need to be super familiar with all the matchups. I'm sure Jeff can tell me what I did wrong. Yes, I would like to play first. Did that one right. Definitely going to keep this. Opponent keeps 7. Quagmire go. We're in turbo magic now. Looks like they found a revealed the forest, played an Oath, and revealed a Nissa. Okay, that's a pretty good one. Get our Advocate down. Pass. We played the Swamp there in case we draw Grasp of Darkness we want to cast. And we found an Ultimate Price, so I'm just going to fire that off now. We want to kill his creature because we know he has a Nissa. We want to be able to pressure that Nissa. Definitely getting planes with 2 white cards in our hand. Okay. Probably shouldn't have. I don't have any Shadowlands to worry about. Keeping basics in my hand for, so pretty irrelevant. Yeah, I'll jump with the plant. We'll just pass. Should have attacked with Quagmire too. Playing a little fast. A little loose. Hopefully we don't get punished for that. Yeah, makes another plant. Probably Gideon. Yeah, that's going to be rough. Kalida's not bad. So I will attack Gideon. Probably jump with plant again. play Kalidas. Hopefully we can get to the point where we can stop this Nissa from flipping without having to just trade our Sorin for it. Makes an emblem. Another Gideon here? Yup. Obnixilis. What does that do? So I can Sorin and man, not getting that 2 damage in on Nissa is actually pretty big now. So I could Sorin and -4 on the Gideon to keep my Sorin around, but then I'm not sure how I'm able to effectively pressure Nissa at that point. Even if I attack with both things, I have 4/5 and a 3/4. My opponent can double block the Kalidas and essentially trade Kalidas for a Knight ally, and then chump block with Plant and still have a Knight here, and then we would only have 2 attackers or attacker plus removal spell against 2 blockers plus whatever he has left. So we might just have to cash in the Sorin to trade with the Nissa here, and then hope to deal with the Gideon later. I could get greedy. Obviously, like Sorin on my draw step could find me a Ruinous Path, or I could just try to beat the Nissa ultimate. That is tough. Really needed a second white source here to cast this Linvala, and we're low on time. I'm just not at all sure what I'm supposed to be doing here. But I'm just gonna kill the Gideon, I think. Choose target creature or planeswalker. And I'll pass. We're going to try to just somehow defeat this Nissa normally. Evolutionary Leap, that's fine. Westvale Abbey, that's less fine. Transgress, not so good. Plus, Ruinous Path. Anguish Dunmaking, that's a good one. I'm gonna transgress my opponent and just see what's what. Hangerback and Oath Nissa, that's fine. Weird that they wouldn't play the Oath. I guess just wanted to leave mana up, and definitely gonna deal with that. And now we are actually in pretty good shape. Surprised our opponent wouldn't use a leap there, but we're gonna have to try to close this game out quickly. 3 minutes on the clock. See what they Oath into. Found a forest. That's great for us. I guess we do still have to be wary of Westvale Abbey. Yeah, that's going to be coming down. Plus Saloon Advocate. Good chance our opponent has... no, I guess they could have drawn Avacyn, because they didn't play Hangerback, but I think they just want to activate Abbey and not use the Hangerback. Do I want to attack into an Avacyn? I don't think I do. I only have 6 lands, which is awkward. I'm just going to play an Advocate and see what they do. will grasp this to keep him off of some creatures. I guess this is awkward because if he draws another land, he can play... Oh, he has an emblem. He can just play Hangerback for 0 here immediately. Yeah, he sees it. The Hangerback is going to give me a token. A zombie. So... my attack is for quite a lot on the way back. 13, 19. Oh, Jesus. He had an advocate too. Okay. That's pretty good. We'll play this Obnixilis. Yeah, get another zombie. Attack for a bunch. This is for 13. Now, my opponent can't really attack. Oh, Jesus. Dromoka's command. No! That was so good! Oh my god. So... let's activate one of these. Attack with all creatures. Wow. Command was incredible. So we still have 4, 8, 10, 12. We have an attack for 18. Need Dark Petition, Seasons Past, or the last Anguished Unmaking to deal with that Ormondal. It's going to bring him to 24. We can grasp this on end step. And an untapped land lets us attack for 8, 12, 24. So we're going to take it. On end step, we'll kill this. What do we find? Den Protector, that's pretty good for him. Yeah, you can just get back Dromoka's command, has exactly 7 mana. Untap land, please. Dark Petition, that is also great. So... and tap that one. And we're just going to get an Anguished Unmaking. Anguished Unmaking... get this Ormondal. Pay 1. Low on time. Hopefully we can make it. Yeah, he's going to leap it. That's fine. What do we get? Lambholt Pacifist. That doesn't really do anything. That's fine. Attack with all creatures. Now, there's a declaration. No? It was, yeah, well, the declaration was last game. I think we're going to have enough time to close this game out. It's awkward that we've had this Linvala stuck in our hand the entire time. Hasn't really done much. Probably could have played a little bit better around the Westville Abbey. Got a little lucky to be able to deal with the Nissa, but I thought we just needed the extra cards. And we had the Westville Abbey pretty much beaten anyway because until our opponent drew Dromoka's command. Wonder what they're thinking about here. Just thinking about what to get back. They're on 8 mana, so they'll have 3 left after flipping. Can really only just play another Sylvan Advocate or get... command doesn't really do anything unless he wants to counter fight and kill a zombie. But a 4/3 Den Protector doesn't trade for any of our big creatures. Just flipping it. not sure what it's targeting. Yeah, okay, Sylvan Advocate, that's what I expected. And a little awkward, but I'll just animate this guy. And attack. Yeah, just gonna get the block sack to leap. Finds another pacifist. That doesn't really do much. Looks like, yeah, opponent's just playing out some pacifists. Just gonna trade advocates here. And we have a price, that's good. Gonna price that. Oh god, we don't have a lot of time. I think we're gonna time out. Oh god, no. Too many creature lands. Yeah, we just don't have. We have this game won, but just responding to leaps and kind of frustrating. I'm gonna chalk that one up as a win. This deck just has a lot of little interactions and things to think about, and if I weren't recording and could put all of my efforts into doing all those little things, I think we win that match. So we'll chalk that one up as a win, and you can come back and join me for round 2.